Good evening and welcome to Tales of Myth and Mayhem. If the audio has not fucked up, I will be extremely happy. We are playing Call of Cthulhu tonight. It is a one-shot interlude from our massive Nyarlathotep campaign. We have only Michelle from the usual characters with us because, everyone else doesn't love us and just sent really, really rude messages in Discord. You can just shout at them when you want. But we do have Stephen with us. So, Stephen, who are you? Who are you playing?
I'm Stephen. I'm pleased to be here. A long-time listener, first-time caller, that sort of thing. And I'll be playing Abraham Finsky, a stuntman from New York City.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'll be playing Cathy Bacon, darlings. Doncaster born and bred, then Hollywood, and then Edinburgh, and then Peru, and weird ghost shit. And now she's here in Glasgow.
It's not ghosts. Who says anything about ghosts?
Okay, well,
Keep that weird
monsters
shit to yourself.
and incomprehensible shit.
I
don't know. I don't
Chris,
think
you said that about him. That's
Who?
awful. Chris.
Oh, you and your wind-ups.
Me? I never wind anyone up. Anyway, so it's just a one shot. This is set in the future for Cathy. So if she survives, that'll be something after Peru. If she doesn't survive, it'll be a nightmare she has while she's having her temporary insanity. So without further ado, I'm terrible at intros, but I think that one's better. Can everyone hear us, by the way? Because I'm really worried that this is just fucking silent and you're all just not telling me. All you people in there, just say hi. Anyway. Can we bet Cathy? Oh, if Cathy dies, I'd cry probably. But I bet away. Cathy, you received an invitation from this socialite aristocrat guy, James Tyson III. Englishman, you've known him now for a few years, even before you went to Peru. His family had a lot of money and put some into the cinema. You've interacted socially a few times, maybe even brought up some of your escapades. And that might be why he has invited you to a seance just outside of Glasgow, at a manor that his family owns.
Okay, are we there? Have we arrived, or are we on our way?
How does it look when you're arriving? What do Cathy and Abraham look like as they roll up in the car that Abraham's driving on the wrong side of the road?
Cathy's in the front seat next to him because I feel weird with being chauffeured around. I'd much prefer to be up top. So Cathy's just dressed very typically and quite not necessarily like she's not dressed for like a fancy event. Just fairly normal early 1920s dress and hat. She's fairly tall. Dark hair. And she looks like someone that if you saw her, you would be like, oh, wow. She's got the hit factor. What does Abraham look like?
Well, Abraham is below average height, man, very short, cropped hair, has a distinct scar across the left side of his face and a bit of his left ear missing from some shrapnel that he took during World War One while fighting in France. He's dressed in a white Oxford button-up shirt with suspenders and has a wristwatch. He's kind of nervously, he's been a little nervous, like kind of tapping on the steering wheel as they drove up. He's much more used to not being alongside of his coworker Cathy, at least without some sort of a costume on, oftentimes playing the monsters or the man behind the monster suit in her films, um, and is just noticeably a little nervous and probably pushing the limits of whatever vehicle they're driving, and a little faster than most people drive during that time, which is a whole of what, maybe 30 miles per hour.
Something like that. You're just outside of Glasgow, so the roads are not exactly well kept at that time. A lot of the time it will be kind of gravelly, rocky, so you're bouncing about. The lack of suspension probably not doing you all that much good, but you might be having fun actually. As you're going quite fast, there's not that many people coming against you. When you get to where the manor is, there's quite a long drive up to it, over the little gravelly stones. The car bounces along. There's some trees dotted around the grounds, but they're all, even though that's so like autumn, the leaves are falling. These trees, God damn it, Tim. Sorry. Um, Even though so like it's autumn, the leaves are falling. The trees look kind of withered. They look kind of uh, sickly. There's not that many of them. Otherwise, the grass looks well kept. Smells very much of the countryside nearby. Not like cow dung or whatever. It's lots of fresh plants, except for these trees. You pull up out front, and you see James Tyson and another man standing beside him. The other man's a very big, broad guy, fairly dark skinned, but it's quite dark, so you're not too sure. And Tyson runs down to the car. Oh, Cathy, darling, so wonderful to see you, and you brought a guest.
Oh, wait, one sec.
Cathy just stops working.
No, hello, James number 3.
Oh, Cathy, you kid. Introduce me to your friend.
James, this is Abraham.
Holds out your hand.
He's my body man and companion.
Abe is already around the side of the car, taking out luggage, and sets it down. And pleasure to meet you, Abraham.
Shakes his hand.
You can call me Abe.
Oh, call me James. Some tried to call me Jim. I don't like that at all. A little bit too much too Scottish for my liking. And he laughs and
All right,
claps you on the
James.
shoulder.
Kathy just sighs to herself a little bit, just thinking like, you're in Scotland. Like, it's fine to be Scottish in Scotland.
No, it's not. Sucks.
She's thinking that. She's not saying out loud. She deeply doesn't like this map.
She's not saying out loud yet.
Yeah.
This is my friend Evan Grayson. Abe, like you, he's also from across the pond.
He kind of sizes him up real quick. I imagine he's taller than Abe is, and just gives him a once over to, just in that sort of like not in any sort of a intimidating way, but just like almost out of habit of like, what is this person capable of doing?
You look at him, and he's, as I said, he's very, very large. But like not fat. He's quite muscular. He's well over 6 feet. What could you give me a roll of if you want? You could give me a roll of. You can give me a psychology, or in fact, you could even give me a. I'll let you give me a spot hidden for this.
Okay. 28, which is under my 40.
You see when he smiles, he looks as if he looks quite shy. Like the smile, you can tell it's a genuine smile, but it doesn't quite take up all of his face. And he nods at you. It doesn't. It's just a pleasure. I'm not doing an American accent because I don't want to. Yeah, no.
No problem.
I do the
Evan,
valley
right?
girl, but that's about it. I'm just, look at the hair. He put out his hand as well, and when you grip it, it's not it's not a terribly firm grip. It's not you just not putting any pressure into it.
He shakes his hand. Not, he goes in for that like firm handshake at first, but when it's not reciprocated, loosens up a little bit, and just kind of gives him a nod.
He turns to Cathy. Very, very nice to meet you, Miss Bacon. I love your movies. So sorry to hear about the divorce.
You're the only one who's sorry about that, darling. It's a long time coming.
Yeah, I had read some things about it. James bursts in. Well, come on, let's get in. We're going to get the fun started soon. I'm really, really looking forward to this night. Cathy, after everything you've told me, this house, I'm telling you, my parents bought it about 30 years ago. Never lived in it. It's falling apart. But I've heard from the locals that it's haunted. Yeah.
Why are you excited? Why are you excited about that?
It takes a step back. I just thought there'd be. Cathy, come on, you're a movie star. I just wanted to impress you that I know you like this sort of thing. I thought it might be interesting. It might help you prepare for a role.
I enjoy the adventure, I'm not going to lie. However, I don't tend to be the one who starts the trouble. I tend to be present when it happens.
Of course. Like, upstairs is, it's falling apart. I wouldn't be staying up there. We are going to the night, so if you bring in your things, Evan, would you like to help them? Evan just nods and walks over to you, Abraham, and offers to give you a hand with the baggage.
Could I talk to you for a minute inside? Alone.
Of course, dear. Of course, then.
Miss Catherine, we'll take everything upstairs for you. Or
Abraham, you are a delight. I promise, when we get out of here, there'll be a treat for you.
Wonderful.
So, Abraham, you and Evan head in. Inside, there's some lighting round about the side, along the walls, and so the old sconces seems to be sort of gaslit. It's quite a taking move that would look really quite fancy, but old, run down. There's very British sort of money, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure I'm describing that terribly well. So, Mr. Abraham, what is it you do? And he walks off down the corridor.
Well, I work as a stuntman in the film industry.
Were you in The Fishman?
I was the fishman.
Oh my! I thought I recognised
I know.
And he's really effervescent when he says that. He seems quite. I need to get your autograph. That's amazing. You are wonderful across from Miss Bacon. I should have recognised your name.
You'd be the first asking for that. It's usually not the man behind the mask that anybody wants to see, or that they even recognize me. Thankfully.
It's a shame. Your work really has been brilliant. I've seen you in a few things, and I have to say you're one of the best physical actors going. Were you making the move into the talkies? And he stops at a room with.
Well, I figure there's always people needed to put their bodies on the line, people to do the things that others don't want to do. I don't mind doing that. How about you? Have you been across the pond here for a while, or did you never leave?
You were in the services, yes. As was I, but I didn't leave. I've been here since. I've been working with James's family for some time. They don't like me to say for. Uh,
It's not much you're missing out on back home.
it's not much you're missing out on here. So what brought you back over here? And he opens the door, and it's a room with so a large four-poster bed. It's not quite dusty, but it's not. You can tell it's not fresh. The window hasn't been opened or anything. Some furniture round about, but no, nothing personalised. There's no little mirrors or pictures or anything there. And Cat, I know, but this might be an alternate reality. Maybe Joseph Tidwell was the fishman, or maybe there's a fishman too. Sorry, I'm answering chat.
Well, it was
There's a common misconception about the fishman. There was a few fishmen.
yeah.
But Abraham was the man who was on set the most. So I hope that clears up
For close-ups,
Bacon
it was
verse
Joseph
law.
No, for close-ups, sorry. For close-ups, it was Joseph because Joseph has the very, what do you call it? What's the town called? Fuck.
Which
The
town?
fish people. No. God damn it. Jeff, what was the town called? It's Innsmouth. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just asking people in the chat to help me. He's got the Innsmouth look. But anyway,
Abe is the stunt double, so he was the one doing the dangerous moves, when the whatever the fishman has to go through whenever he
getting thrown in water and shit like that.
Exactly. So.
And also when the fishman drove that car through the wall, it was amazing. That's now canon. That happened.
that one hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, Evan, truth be told, I came at the request of Miss Catherine. She's been real good to us, the ones of us that don't necessarily get the spotlight in the film industry, and when she requested that I come along to kind of be her, carry your bags around, make sure that there's nobody giving her too hard of a time while we're out and about. You know how it can be with the stars, the movie stars. And I said, of course. It's the least I could do, and I didn't mind coming back across overseas and, well, being in a different part.
Wonderful to have you. But I have to say, working with the Tysons, I've met quite a few of these movie stars, and they are not all as pleasant as misspeaking teens in your describer. Anyway, her room is just across. I'll put her things in there, and we'll meet back at the front door, and we can show you to where we'll be having the seance. If you don't mind. And again, if possible, I would love to get your autograph and maybe Miss Bacon's if she doesn't mind. I'm so glad to have you, and he's basically bowing towards you and shaking your hand, and he's got a very thick, it's not a New York accent, you think it might be California. Again, I'm not doing it because no. If Jeff won't do a Scottish accent, I won't do an American accent. There you go.
Abe is genuinely like a little off-put by the amount of attention. It's very unfamiliar to him, and kind of is glad when the exchange is over, and will take a bit of time to open a window, get some fresh air in, if at all possible, and just take a moment to kind of breathe. And he's fiddling with a little coin that he carries around with him before he'll head back down.
Cathy, you and James are outside. As they go in and head towards head down the corridor, you can see past James that the stairs look very shoddy. It looks even as if they're a bit skew. And it's the big stairs in one of these houses, and you go in, it's got the marble flooring, and the stairs go up and then round again, and it's 3 floors on it. James, I'm so glad you could come, Cathy. I cannot wait for this. Evans is Oh, he's a master. It's unbelievable.
What kind of master?
Well, he doesn't like to be called that. He says it's a medium, but the things that man can do.
All right, James, I need you to listen to me.
Of course, they are.
I will admit I've held a prejudice against people from your background for many years. I have been
You
around
know
the
that in
aristocracy.
Welsh.
Sorry?
You know that in Welsh.
No, the aristocracy.
Ah, that was
What's
just
the
about
Welsh? I don't have a prejudice against the Welsh.
Oh,
Ugh.
I mean, I
No,
do, but
I
that's
don't. I find it distasteful when people essentially kind of own slaves, which a lot of the aristocracy do. They don't call themselves slaves, but they live in terrible conditions and get paid next to nothing to wipe asses all day. Now,
you can't. You
whilst I have,
know, I'm not. Maybe my grandfather, but my father and mother would have none
I
of
know
that.
that is not you. That is why I'm hoping that what I'm about to say to you will make sense in your head, and you will do what I ask. I have seen things. I have experienced things. I have helped in killing a vampire, an actual, real vampire in Peru. I have seen the dead walk. I have seen beasts from other worlds come into this one and tear apart flesh. But this medium seance business will only end in disaster if this Evan fellow is what he says he is. So I implore you, do not mess with these complex, vast, and incomprehensible forces that are on the edge of our world.
Give me a
That is why I
persuade roll,
came here.
please.
I'm not great at persuading people.
I know.
I'm great at charming them, but I'm terrible at changing their minds.
Ah, see, had you role played that, but didn't you could have. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I fumbled it. I
So
did
that is
such a bad.
100 over 10.
Oh no! Does that mean that like it's so unpersuasive that he just shoots me in the head?
No, you see the it's as you're talking to him, his smile kind of fades, and when it comes back at the end, it's a little bit more fake. Well, there's no need to be rude, Cathy. I invited you here for a weekend of fun, and you brought a guest, which you didn't tell me about. And I will have you know, I have my own experiences, and they have all been completely different to yours.
Maybe so. But the reason why I
No,
brought
Cathy,
my
I
dear,
think maybe you need a little bit of a rest before we speak again. There's Evan. Evan can show you to your room if you don't mind, Evan, please.
you're trying to put me to bed.
No,
That's what you're doing. You're trying to
you're,
put me to bed.
no, we are going to have our seance soon. Do you want to get ready? You've been traveling for a while.
Fine. I storm off and go to find Abraham.
Evan runs after you. Well, this way, Miss Bacon. And takes you to the room. Your room, Evan, Abraham, is your door still open, or did you close it when Evan left?
I had closed it.
Evan gets to the where the rooms are. Here's where your friend, wonderful actor, Abraham, is staying. And this is your room. I already put your things in. I didn't open your bag though, in case you want. It is wonderful to meet you, Miss Bacon. Absolutely. I'm somewhat starstruck.
Evan, I had diarrhea this morning. Is the starstruckness gone?
I have to tell you, Miss Bacon, no, it is not. I have seen your work, and I know you're just human, but you genuinely bring joy to people. And as your friend was saying, you seem like a genuinely lovely person. I cannot wait for you to show you what I can do. hopefully I can bring you the same joy that you've brought me.
Here's hoping that's all you bring. I've seen similar things go wrong before, Evan. You seem like a decent chap. And darling, I would be very, very happy to talk to you about my films as much as you like. But I am nervous about what you claim you can do based on the experiences that I've had. Do you understand, good man?
I am just a medium. I have only ever facilitated, and don't mind me saying, James can be come on a little strong. I do think there are things near this house. However, I don't think it is, as he says, haunted. I don't think there's any malevolence here. I've been checking things out. I've had nothing untoward happen. And I really do not use my gifts just for anyone. Had James's father not saved me during the war, I wouldn't even be here with him. I wouldn't be here with anyone, actually.
What societal forces did to all of the men who went off to France is a crime that I don't think will ever be answered for. And I think that you are a decent man. I hope you're right.
He doesn't reply, just smiles, and I'll come get you when we're ready. Well, we're going to have some supper first, and then thank you, Miss Bacon. And he backs out, closes the door quietly.
All right, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to stop this happening.
You're saying to yourself, because Abraham's in a different room.
Oh, I thought Abraham was in the room.
No,
okay, I'd like to go to wherever Abraham
saying,
is.
I don't think anything like this happening. The door's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm a door.
Okay, I'd like to go to where Abraham is.
Yeah, you're told these rooms just across from yours.
Okay, I knock on the door.
He answers, Miss Catherine, everything all right?
Darling, I think that this might be the night you finally start to call me Cathy.
Well, it's old habit. Something my father literally and figuratively beat into me.
I understand. Look, this James idiot is looking like he's going to do this, and it doesn't look like there's much we can do to stop him at this point, unless you were to wrestle him to the ground. But you remember all the things I've told you, all the things I've seen.
I remember your stories. Yeah, it all sounds pretty harrowing.
There are things in this universe we do not understand, and I stumbled into just looking for another party, as you know. And maybe this Evan fellow is a charlatan. There's plenty of those going around saying, ooh, I'll be able to contact your dead loved ones for a fee. He might be one of those. I don't suspect he is, though. I think he might be someone who at least believes he is able to contact the dead.
A lot of those charlatan types, they've got that kind of snake oil salesman feel about them. I don't really get that from Evan. He seems, I don't know, pretty genuine. Maybe a little shaken, maybe a little disturbed, but aren't we all?
Every single man I have ever met who came back from France has the same energy in different ways. But no man who came back from France was the same. I can understand that. So that leaves two options. Either he's legitimate and he is going to contact the dead tonight, and that is going to go the way it has always gone, or someone is going to be hiding behind some curtains and is just going to shimmer them around and say, woo, and we get to just get drunk for free on an aristocrat's dime.
Well, Miss Catherine, I suppose, what's the harm in this? Maybe there's something we could learn. And he's just like fiddling with this coin, kind of turning it over and over in his hand. It's like you said, we've all seen things and things we can't always understand or explain. Maybe there's some answers that could be found for us both.
I will never claim that my experiences are anywhere on the same level as anyone who was in the trenches, but they did leave a mark. I've seen people die as a result of incomprehensible forces. I did not learn much during these experiences. Well, I did learn a lot, to be frank, but I didn't have any explanation for it. The lessons I learned were, the universe is a bit fucking weird, darling. That's the lesson.
There's a light knock at the door.
Yes?
Mr. Abram, if you'd like to come out, we'll be having supper soon. It's all prepared, and then after we will move on to the seance, as James calls it.
All right, we'll be down in just a moment.
Oh, okay, I'll be waiting just down the hall.
Abraham,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming here. I did think twice about inviting you because I never want to put you in a situation like this. You have been a tremendous help and a very loyal and good friend. I wouldn't have called you here if I didn't think I needed your help. Do you have a weapon with you?
I do. And he has on just like a blazer, a wool blazer, and pulls it back, and in a holster on the side there's a Luger, a handgun.
All right.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but you know.
I hope so too, but in my experience, I've learned that. But it is one thing I did actually learn. If you need a weapon when these things go wrong, that moment is very obvious. The moment of when you need to fire will be very obvious. So be ready for that.
I'm well familiar with those feelings. And there's almost like a palpable change to his like energy, where like before maybe he was a little tired from the journey, but at the prospect of some sort of danger, there's just a liveliness to him again. You say the word, I'm your man.
Now let's go get some supper.
Hard to talk about the universe on an empty stomach.
Oh, darling, this is why I like you being around.
You head out. Evan's waiting for you just down the hall. You go to... so when you come in, you went to the right, and there's a hallway there, and that's where the rooms were. But now you're going to the left, where it's not a dining room, but rather a drawing room. There's a large fireplace which has been lit. The wall sconces again. You can tell the flicker of the gas. There is a chandelier above, but it's unlit. There are 5 chairs placed around, and there's a plate for each of you. So about what do you call it? Place setting. Please come sit. James comes, shakes your hands again. And could both of you give me Constitution rolls, please?
Constitution rolls.
Failure.
Okay. Please sit. Come. Since we're in Scotland, and you're right, we're in Scotland, we should enjoy it. We've had some haggis prepared. Caught fresh out the back, I'm told. No one got that joke? Fine, fuck yous. That's fine. I'll go back to Scotland myself. Some wonderful haggis, and maybe a little hot toddy afterwards before we get into the festivities. Exactly.
Thank you.
I look at it. I've not had haggis before, so I'm just like, fascinating.
It's looks like a big fucking testicle, in all honesty. Yeah. So you have individually wrapped ones, and it's in a sheep's stomach. It's wrapped in. But inside, believe it or not, it actually tastes good. It's a lot of different like seasoning spices, and quite enjoyable. But if I ever see you, I'll give you some haggis. We've got that with some turnips, carrots, potatoes. I've heard this is what they serve around here. Please enjoy, sit.
Abraham doesn't need a second invitation. He does so.
Erin just waits for you both to sit. James sat down almost immediately.
I sit down and is there a drink there? Wine or anything?
Yes. There are 2 bottles of wine on the table. Evan offers to pour for you. James already took one and started pouring himself.
I take the other one and just start pouring myself.
Evan's hand goes for... I'll just get some more. And he goes away for a moment.
Well, you don't need to. I've still got most of a bottle.
He comes back. Yeah, there's a couple of signs. He didn't see where he went, but it must have been just off this room. Comes back with another couple of bottles. Oh no, it's absolutely fine. We have more than enough. And then you hear a gong, so something like a bell ringing. James says, that must be our other guest. I'll get her. And Evan goes to the door. After a few moments, he walks in. Behind him is one of the most beautiful women either of you have ever seen. She's wearing a crimson dress, so sleeveless down to the floor, and it looks even as like that it's not being trailed along the floor as if it's floating just above it. Not really floating, but that's how it looks from how she's carrying it. She's dark hair, lipstick with a bright crimson red, not bright crimson, so a dark crimson red. Otherwise, a very little makeup on her face, or at least that you can tell. Smiles. Miss Bacon, I heard wonderful things about you. She holds her hand out.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm afraid I haven't heard a single thing about you. Who are you?
Of course. My name's Olivia Burns. My family actually used to own this manor once upon a time. I'm now not at your level, but I'm now playing in the West End of Glasgow. Some stage work. Nothing too big.
Fantastic. What are you doing? Who are you playing at the moment?
I am playing. What's her name? Othello. What's her features?
I have no idea.
Oh, fuck.
You asked the wrong person about Shakespeare. I know nothing except Romeo and Juliet.
No, because I'd actually thought of this before. No, I've forgotten. Never mind. The very wonderful character from Othello, whose name I can't remember.
Desdemona.
Desdemona, yes.
Oh, Desdemona. What a wonderful part. I remember seeing that. Well, it was this tiny, tiny little workshop theatre in Brooklyn. And they did something wonderful with it. They cast all women. It was unbelievable.
There should definitely be more of that. And you, Mr. Fensky, I believe? Pleasure to meet you. She holds her hand out quite daintily.
I was always partial to Iago's role.
I see a fellow appreciator of the bard.
Yes, Abraham here is an artist in his own way, in an
Really?
underappreciated way. He is what is referred to as a stuntman.
Oh, and do you find this being a stuntman fulfilling, Mr. Fensky?
There's a certain thrill to it.
Wonderful. As you're saying that, you go, yes, quite. Oh, lovely to see you, darling. And he kisses both cheeks. Please have a seat. We have haggis here for you. Said, oh, not had haggis in quite a while. And a drink is poured. You all begin to eat. Anything you want to bring up over dinner?
I'd like to ask Olivia, is it?
Yep, Olivia Burns.
So, Olivia, why did you sell this place?
I didn't. It was my grandfather had sold it. Things being what they were, the family ran out of money. And yes, it was one of the things to go. I have to say it was almost certainly better for me, as I doubt I would have been able to pursue the theatre had my family retained their, they call it status. Isn't that right, James? Of course, in his second glass of wine has been knocked back.
The thing with the aristocracy, darling, is it is as much of a prison for the people in it as it is for the people who are under its boot.
Quite.
Or at least it can be.
So, what brought you? How is it you know James?
Well, I met him at at a number of functions to celebrate new films that were coming out. I kept running into him in Leicester Square in London, where a lot of these events would take place. And over time, you just get to know all sorts of people in that world. Because when I first started doing the pictures, nobody gave a shit, darling. Nobody gave a shit about the pictures. They all thought it was just going to be a fad, and everyone would be going back to the theatre. But good old Billy, my agent, he saw something in that industry, and thank God for him. Because now people are tripping over themselves to tell me how wonderful a film I was in has been. Whereas 20 years ago, they all thought I was a joke. I find the whole thing to be very, very... What's the word? Oh, damn it.
Annoying.
Annoying is a good word for that, yes. It was very annoying.
But art will out, will it not?
Well, that is the history of things, isn't it? When the book first came out, people thought that was going to be the end of the world, just a pithy little thing, and look what the book has done since.
Here, says James. Knocks another one back. So as soon as you're all hiccups, as soon as you're all done, Evan can bring us into tonight's entertainment.
Can I assess, how drunk is James at this point?
Give me a psychology room. Or, psychology. Yeah.
I might actually get my first good roll of the night. I'm pretty good at
Don't
this.
jinx it.
Fumbled it! So all my rolls have been 2 fumbles and a massive failure. This is...
Wow.
Do I psychologically destroy him?
100 over 60. That is not bad at all.
I've rolled 2 100s out of 3 rolls.
The odds are staggering.
Maybe you're just getting them out of the way.
Hopefully.
So how will we deal with a fumble in the psychology? First of all, he is pissed. Yeah, just completely. You can tell he's maybe quite sloppy drunk, and definitely leading over Miss Burns. You can see the eye going through. His words coming out a little bit slurred.
I'm not one to usually... I'm saying this to Abraham. I'm sort of leaning over and talking to him. Hopefully nobody else can hear. I'm saying it quite quietly. Usually the only person getting drunk before a paranormal experience is me. And I've had a lot of practice. This man clearly hasn't had any practice. He's pissed after 2 glasses of wine.
Oh, you said third glass.
Oh, drunk men are dangerous men. I'll keep an eye on him.
Well, thank you, darling.
The rest of the meal passes fairly uneventfully. Another glass of wine is had. Evans very shyly asks you both about the film industry. Olivia just listens, chimes in every so often, but nothing too overt.
Yeah, Cathy's relaxing at this point, so she's running off stories like, have I ever told you about the time that Charlie, Charlie Chaplin, he came into my room looking desperately for his hat. You know that hat he wears? What he didn't know was I was using it as a fruit bowl. And I said I couldn't find it. So the whole production had to shut down for a day. When the fact was right there in front of him. Full of bananas.
Full of bananas. Anyway.
Charlie's a delight. Charlie was a delight. When I told him about it later on, he couldn't stop laughing.
That is bananas. Yes. Anyway.
Nice one, Evan. That was a good pun.
It wasn't me.
With that kind of
that
wit.
was Three-Eyed Cat. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Aha, see?
Well, Three-Eyed Cat, I might have to talk to Billy Balls about getting you involved in writing some talkies.
Billy Balls. Billy fucking Balls. Oh, anyway. No,
In the 20s, Balls wasn't a funny surname.
Yeah.
I picked it because it's a funny surname now, but back then it was just a surname. Nobody called testicles balls in like the 1920s.
I bow to your superior knowledge. Evan clears the dinner plates, brings out whiskey, says, well, when you're ready, we can begin.
Abraham has really only had about like a half a glass of wine through this whole encounter, and when the whiskey comes out, he like kind of covers a glass, like he's noticeably declining any hard liquor.
Mm-hmm. That's the best. It's the most wonderful Scotch. It's what I think it might even be older than you, Cathy. Please have a dram. Come on.
It brings out my just things I'd rather not think about. I'm sure you understand.
It looks like he's going to try further, and Evan puts a hand on his arm and says, I think he knows what he would like to drink.
Yes,
James
when a man
gives him
says
a
no
look.
to a drink, accept it.
Yes,
trying to
if we can get on with this tonight, then.
turn over a better leaf for myself.
You don't have to explain yourself to anyone, darling. What you choose to do with your body is your choice. She says that, having drank 4 glasses of wine and just downs the whiskey in one. I have a feeling that's a mistake based on something that you asked about earlier in the Discord chat. For very good reasons, by the way. It's good that you did that.
You had the con roll quite a while ago.
That is. Not really. No, I got 87 over 50. Like, so whatever you've done to these glasses, oh, keeper of stories, Cathy's not escaping it.
Nothing happened with the glasses. Yeah, if you remember when you made your roll, it was from before. What you did notice, Cathy, though, is that the smell of the whiskey was extraordinarily strong. Yeah, it's when you drank it, you could taste. It's probably the most flavorful whiskey you've ever had. You could feel it in all of the taste buds running over your tongue, and the burn going down. You could feel as if each drop was giving that, the good burn when you drink a whiskey. It goes slowly down your throat, warming up your belly. It's some of the best whiskey you've ever had.
I will take a seltzer water though if you have it.
Oh,
I like
of course.
bubbles.
Evan.
Sorry. No, you were quite right. Balls, testicles, boz is what we say in Scotland. It just means balls. But no, you're quite right.
Has someone in the chat gone and looked up the history of balls as slang?
Testicles. The witnesses. Testes.
Early 14th century.
Yeah, it's a good learning moment. It is indeed.
Fair dues.
By the way,
Well,
since you've not seen us before, I don't know how to pronounce your handle. As Tweepai. Yeah, I get very easily distracted, so I will answer you while you write things because, yeah, I'm useless.
As we pay, thank you for the knowledge.
As we pay, thank you very much.
And I like to make out that I pronounced it perfectly before I saw you just do the pronunciation in the chat. I had that down.
Yeah. Remember that's what do you call it? There's a bit of a delay. But anyway, so you could be saying anything.
Fine.
What you notice as well, Abraham, is, and it started while you were eating, the flavors of the food were very, very strong. So the potatoes tasted perfectly salted. The carrots were just a little bit sweet. And then you didn't drink all that much, so you didn't feel that as much there. When you get the seltzer, you can feel the bubbles going along your tongue. It's quite strange. It's as if you've never drank seltzer before.
Is this some sort of? This is better than what we have in America. What is this? Some special Scottish stuff? I got to bring some back home.
I'm sure they get it from the Highlands. I don't know how they put the bubbles in there.
Is all this food and drink like abnormally good? Because Cathy has been around and eaten some of the finest foods and drank some of the finest boozes in the world at this point. So
it is abnormally flavorful. It's not like it's the best you've ever had, but you are noticing everything about it. You know what I mean?
I mean, this feels like this. I mean, I might be metagaming. I don't know, but I've got the distinct feeling that Cathy may, at this point, be suspicious because of how tasty this food is. Like she's seen some shit, and she's already got a bad feeling about this James guy. Is there some kind of role I can do based on that, or am I just really reaching for a cheat without kind of, yeah?
You could give me give me an intelligence roll.
That I can do.
If you fumble this, I'm going to piss myself off. Oh my god.
99 over 70. What the fuck is up with these virtual dice tonight? 99 over 70. So these are my rolls. 100, 87, 100, and 99.
Spectacular.
That it really is.
That is, yeah, okay. No, so I get nothing.
This is just really good food. And you seem to be, maybe you're a little bit more alert tonight because of the setting, or because maybe you're paying more attention to things, and that's why.
Okay, fair dues. I've got to say, this is bloody delicious.
I always heard that food in England was pretty bland. This is spectacular.
Well, darling, it's very important. You are American, so you may not be fully on board with this, but we are in a different country from England. We are in Scotland.
Oh, right. I remember you telling me that. My apologies.
Scotland have all of their own food, their own traditions, and they tend to be better than English food because our food is mostly boiled cabbage based. It's quite dull and disgusting most of the time.
I see.
When I went to America for the first time and went to dinner at a restaurant, I don't know how to put this, but my mouth orgasmed at my first bite of a steak in New York.
Well, that makes sense. We do have the best food there.
Yeah, then I went to, I don't know what it's called, but I guess the way to call it would be the Jewish Quarter, and they had a thing called a bagel, and it was delicious. It's like bread.
Clinks his fork on his glass. I think it is. I think it's about time, Olivia. smiles. James looks at you both. You're going to like this. And Evan sits back down. So, he stops, takes a deep breath, looks around. In order for this to work, you need to all remain calm, and you need to all focus on me. It looks at the two of you. Britain is a old place. I don't mean that as the country, but there are old things here that are different from where we live. And he nods at Abram. There's the people here, the old people here. Some of those things still come to the top. Now, if you don't mind, if you all close your eyes for a moment. And he begins to hum. And it's a tuneless hum.
I'd like to keep one eye open.
Keep one eye open, and you see him hum, and his head's nodding, almost in time to some beat, but not what he's humming. You see Tyson kind of grinning, his eyes closed, but smile wide across his face. Abram, do you have your eyes closed?
Abraham closes his eyes.
You see Olivia has her eyes closed, then she opens one and winks at you.
Winks at who?
You, Cathy, since you're looking. Then the humming stops. There are things that lie asleep in the land. Some things are more awake. And as he says awake, your eyes all open. And you see around them a kind of green shimmering blur. And give me a listen, please, both of you.
15, which is under my 20.
Nice.
29.
Cathy, you can
20.
spend 9 luck if you want. Although
I've got to get a roll right one time. So yeah, I'm going to spend my 9 luck.
You don't have to. That's because Abram heard. Don't waste your luck just now.
All right, fair enough. Every fucking roll I failed so far. Every one.
That's brilliant.
Cathy's going to die.
Let's hope it goes this way the next time we play Masks. Abram, you hear. I mean, you can tell he's not far away from you, but he seems so quiet, and James whispering under his breath, seeming to point it towards the other one, Olivia. It begins, he says. And you're seeing this green shimmer, this blur around Evan. He starts talking in a language that you don't know. Well, I don't think you know. Any you know Gaelic? No? I don't think so.
You know Gaelic?
Gaelic, yeah. Scottish Gaelic's called Gaelic. Irish Gaelic's called Gaelic.
You understand that there is a herb. No, not a herb. I guess it's a spice, technically, that is called garlic. And that is going to get confusing.
Garlic. Gaidhlig. Garlic. But don't worry, it's not going to be coming up again. I just wanted to.
I'm sorry for being so terribly English at you.
You're so terribly English, Cathy. This is unacceptable. I would do an English accent, but I would not do an American one.
Please do.
No,
we need to take you down a peg or two. We're a bit too uppity. But yeah, sorry. Go on, sorry.
This is how we play. He stops. He looks out. You feel the temperature in the room raised by a couple of degrees, you think. You're not quite sweating, but it's definitely warmer. And he speaks. This is not my time. And James says, no, it's not. And says another word. And Cathy, you recognise something. You've seen it before. Evan's head shoots back and then falls forward. And the face, still Evan's face, but you've seen that look before. In Peru, when you visited a man called Larkin in his room. Evan sits down. Well. If it isn't Miss Bacon. How lovely of you to join me again.
Nyarlathotep. Oh God, this is not the right time for me to not be able to say the name.
I will give you a pronunciation guide.
Please do. I'm terrible at this name. I can do web handles of awesome people on Twitch. I can work out how to say their names.
Yeah,
I can't work out the name of the fucking campaign. Nyarlathotep?
Nyarlathotep.
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 Almost.
Okay, back to the dramatic moment. You know, I've found a different way around it. It's you.
Yeah. It's been quite some time. You and
Not
your
enough time. What the fuck do you want, demon?
demon. How rude.
How
I'm
rude!
not a demon.
You take over innocent men to send messages and trickery through an incomprehensible universe. I can't think of anything ruder, good man.
There is no trickery here. This is... It looks at James, who doesn't appear drunk anymore, and is smiling, looking at him somewhat beatifically, so eyes wide. This is a minion paying a debt. When I knew that he knew you, I thought, I can get some revenge for poor Larkin.
Miss Catherine? Abe is just locked on
Remember
you
when I
and then
told...
looks to like back and forth between everyone else in the room, and then back to Cathy.
This is the thing from Peru.
I am not from Peru.
No, you're not from fucking Peru. I'm saying... do you understand the concept of context? I have told Abraham about my times in Peru. I'm telling him that I met you in Peru.
Miss Bacon, I appreciate what you've done. I wish your other friends could have been with you here this evening, but I'll get to them eventually.
What are you going to do?
Abraham. And you, dear man, you can leave if you wish. You are not the one that I must make pay this evening. And when you're looking at him, Abraham, there's nothing of Evan about him. The face there, but it's completely different demeanour, different body language.
I'm fine right where I am, thank you. What is the reaction from Olivia?
I was just about to do that. Olivia looks up. You see her eyes are completely black. Now, little monster. A snarl comes over Evan's face. I don't think you're the one that gets to choose what happens with these.
You let these people go.
Oh, he will. I must give him a sporting chance. He looks at you, and when you look at him now, it's almost stunning in her beauty. Could you both give me power rolls, please?
Power rolls. Okay.
There we go. Hard success from me.
Finally, 17 over 60, hard success.
That's a failure.
How many? How much?
Abraham. By 15. I'll spend some luck and make that a success.
That's a good idea. You both have the feeling almost that you want to do whatever this woman says. But it's just
Olivia
there. You feel it almost like an ache in your heart as she looks at both of you, and the smile is like she's granting you, she's giving you life. Let it not be said that the Red Queen is ungracious. Miss Bacon, you and your friends took care of his avatar. And this cheeky little aspect should not get what he wants for his failure in Peru. Should you? Evan's face turns dark as he looked at her. You are not in charge here, my queen. And his hand reaches down to his back. And what's your dex? 70, 75? You both see him reaching for something, but you're not sure what.
Abraham's gonna tackle him.
Give me a brawl, please.
It's a brawl roll or
Roll, please. Yes.
brawl. Okay. Success.
Just the normal success, or
Normal success.
okay.
A 75 under 88.
Okay. You tackle into him, but he doesn't move. The arm doesn't reach any further, but you don't knock him down.
Evan, you're in there. Snap out of this.
Face turns to you slowly. For a second, the muscles slacken. It's not what I want. And then it changes again. What are you going to do? Kill this one as well?
You let him go.
Both of you give me a listen roll, please.
Which type of roll? Listen.
Listen.
A success!
Yeah.
It's all coming up Cathy now. The universe is writing itself. 20 on 20, exactly.
It's failure.
Cathy, so obviously that'd be more difficult for you to hear even as you've tackled this guy. And he says this to you and the face changes. In fact, I want a sanity roll from you as well, please. Cathy, you hear, coming from wherever Evan got the wine, scraping and pulling. Something's been drawn along the ground.
Sanity from me?
From you, please, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to pull my gun out.
How much?
I'm gonna. Well,
No,
I
you can't
don't.
use luck on sanity, unfortunately.
I can't. Okay.
No.
Yeah, failure.
There we go.
That's right. That's
You
good.
lose 1 point of sanity.
Okay, cool. I got plenty.
But you didn't need to roll yet, Cathy. That'll come soon.
I'm sure it will. I lost 6 sanity in the last game.
You see, you're looking at the Evan. You're hearing this noise. You see James looks about. He's about to piss himself in excitement. And the woman you'd been introduced to as Olivia stands, looking impossibly tall. A red dress seems lit with flames. No, little aspect. Let's make this more sporting. She clicks her fingers. You can run, the three of you. Sporting chance before that thing comes out of the pantry there.
Wait, the 3 of us?
Yes, that little... What would you call him? I think arsehole is the word they use here. He can run with you, and suddenly James's face drops. But, mistress, I brought her, like, Nyarlathotep, please, I brought her, please. She looks at him. No. I would go quickly if I were you. And she disappears, and you can both give me sanity rolls again.
Okay. Failure.
Success.
Cathy, you can lose 2 points of sanity, please.
All right, down to 52 out of 60. This isn't... That's not so
maybe
bad.
it's back.
Okay, so I grab James by the collar and just say, "You better run right now, because nobody else is going to kill you but me by the end of tonight. Now let's go. Abraham, let's run."
Yes, run, little Abraham. Run,
Uh,
run.
Just
Or-
before he leaves, he delivers a line that's from Othello, and it's Iago. He said, "When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do suggest at first with heavenly shows."
You say that, and the face relaxes again. Kill me.
He will. He's gonna pull his gun and shoot right at her.
No roll needed. The bullet, you're right up close. The bullet hits Evan in the face, and you see a mix of gratitude and shock. And you can hear something in the back of your mind saying, "Fuck," and the body hits the floor. And at that moment, something comes barreling out of the parlor. Yeah, I don't know. Something. Run.
He
I'm
runs,
grabbing James and I'm running. I'm dragging him along with me.
running.
You get James. You barrel it out. It's the front door is right there. To the right as you come out. The door's not there. It's just a wall.
Oh, for fuck's sake, darling.
The stairs to the left, you can see are looking very so unsturdy. In front of you is where your rooms were. It's a corridor going down. It looks like there's maybe 6 rooms, so 3 off each side, but quite widely spaced.
So is it me, Abraham, and James are there?
Yes, James is basically pissing himself.
Abraham, darling, now would be a good time for you to use some of that military experience to find the best place for us to hide.
You can give
Hide
me
or run?
Whoa, that's also an idea.
Oh, hide it is. He's a soldier, not a. So yeah, he'll find a place to hide.
Give me a spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Okay.
Me or Abraham?
So you can both give me it.
Oh, my spot hidden's rubbish, but let's do it. What?
It
What?
was
I rolled a 1.
all right. I was gonna say it was a failure. It's just. So I'm gonna spend another 8 luck to make that a success.
No, don't spend the luck because
All right,
Cathy got
cool.
the crit.
All right.
Actually, thank you for coming. Just missed Cathy getting what 3 fumbles, 2 fumbles, 3 fumbles, and all her rolls failed. And now when shit's getting real, she's passing them. She's just got a crit or a spot hidden. So
I've rolled 2 100s and like a 97
yeah,
and stuff
it was
all
brilliant.
the way through, and now I've just rolled a 1. This is a game of extremes.
Cathy, you are breathing hard. You are just, you can hear from behind you. Abraham had closed the door, and this thing seems to be wrecking the table in there. The adrenaline's pumping. You're seeing things fluttering at the side of your vision. But up beyond the bedrooms, the bedroom where you were, maybe you remember it, maybe you can see it. There's some kind of cellar door down into the down at the end of the room. Yeah, into the
Right.
corridor, not the end of the room.
I reiterate that to Abraham.
His like back is to you and like just looking back toward whatever is coming, gun drawn, but is like just positioning himself to be a barrier between Cathy and whatever's coming, and also like moving like toward that space to and will like help open up whatever cellar door there is.
You both pound along. There's like your feet slapping against the marble flooring. Give me a dex roll, both of you, please.
47 under 70. Success.
73 under 75.
Ah, nice. You both run along, and as you reach the end, you just see the door being torn off its frame from the sitting room, the drawing room. Sorry. You pull open the trapdoor, the cellar door, and the wooden staircase going down. Unlike the ones going upstairs, it doesn't seem to be rotten at all. There's no lighting down there though that you can see as you dash down.
What do I have on me?
Abraham
Nothing
will
useful.
shut the door behind and
There's
just
a
stay
bolt
like
as well, a deadbolt.
and bolts it shut, and is like just right there, just maybe 5 feet back, eyes glued to the door.
I have said I'm going to basically push James down the stairs, a few stairs.
He falls basically down to the bottom. It goes down quite far. It's deeper than most cellars, at least out of the ones that you know.
That wasn't what I was aiming for, if I'm being honest.
He was falling anyway.
Okay.
And he's coming down. He doesn't get hurt. Just falls down the stairs and he's gibbering and crying. He's going to kill us. He's going to kill us.
I run up to him and put my gun up against his head and say, "What the fuck did you do?"
Roll intimidate, because at the moment he might be more scared of.
Failure, 80 over 15.
You could push it, but if you push it, he will run away. Yeah, push it.
I'm going to try a different tact.
Okay.
I'm going to stand up and just like put the gun behind me and just be like, "James."
You can barely see him here, so he doesn't. He's looking at you, and you're right up close. You can feel the sob of his breath. Abraham, you can hear something coming along the corridor. Not footsteps, something crashing into the walls.
James, I need you to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 5.
It's going to kill us. It was just meant to be you. It was just meant to be you, maybe because you brought him here. I don't know. It's going to kill us. It's going to kill us. It's going to kill us.
I slap him.
You slap him.
James,
it's going to kill us.
If you don't start telling us everything, that thing is going to kill us. You are the only one that could ensure any of our survival. So please tell us everything. Now.
He's breathing very rapidly. This guy's going to... The Lord wanted you. He just wanted you. It was just a little sacrifice. But you're getting old anyway. You don't need anything. It was going to fix things for me. That's all. And then you had to fuck it up. You had to...
Give me one reason why I shouldn't leave you here to be eaten by whatever the fuck that is.
He looks at the door. He's going to eat us anyway. And Cathy, he grabs for your gun.
I would like to wrestle against that and do everything I can to stop that from happening.
You can give me a brawl, please.
My brawl is really bad. 69 over 25. 69.
69, baby. But no, still fails.
Can I push it?
You can.
But
if you push it, the gun's going to go off and might get you.
A 1 in 4 chance. So that's a 3 in 4 chance of a gun going off near me. I'm not going to push it. I'll let you get a spot hidden for this, Abram, because you're quite. Success 23 under 25. Not you. You're not. Are you Abraham?
Oh, for me.
Sorry.
You're playing Cathy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were still talking to me about skill things.
Success.
Success.
17 under 40.
You see what's happening out the side corner of your eye. You can get away from the door and get to him, or you can...
Shit.
He's grabbed hold of her weapon.
He's going to move with all his speed, and pull out his switchblade that he has and just try to drive it into this man's neck.
Give me a hard dex roll, please.
Dex?
Yep, but a hard roll, so under 37.
Okay, hard dex roll. I rolled a 48. I'm going to use luck
Yep.
to go under that.
You pounce on him just as he's bringing the gun to his head. It would make bacon a res, yeah. Just as he brings the gun to his head and you stab into him. Where are you stabbing him?
Like just right into his neck.
Stab. No necessary for this. You've got him right there. He was about to shoot himself in the head with a little Derringer, whatever it was. And as you stab him, face right up next to you, blood's pouring out onto your onto your shirt. But crawling chaos. It's the crawling and dies.
Abraham, thank you for what you did.
I thought he was going for you. God.
This is better than he deserved. Okay.
All around you, things start to glow like the bioluminescence. And you hear sounds like wind going through trees.
Whatever forces are at play have made their way down here.
Well, Cathy, usually we don't go willingly into the tunnels. But if something's out there, I think we have a better shot running out of this place.
You called me Cathy.
There's a thud from above. You see dust fall from where the door. You don't hear a roar. You hear something like something wet, something slapping against. You start to smell rotten eggs.
Okay, this smell and that sound means that there is some kind of otherworldly beast trying to get in here. We have to find a way out. So can I search around for a way out?
With the bioluminescence there, you see it's a short corridor. The walls are dirt packed. There are two entrances or openings in front of you, one to the left and one to the right. And further down, it's a bit too dark to see.
Is there anything around, like matches, or dare I say a torch or
Give me a
lantern
luck
of some
roll.
kind? Hard success. So I'm assuming that an iPhone just materialized in my hand when I used a
An
flashlight.
extreme success, maybe, but no. No, you actually find a little paraffin lantern with a match right at the foot of the stairs.
Okay, I pick it up. I pick up the gun, put it in my bag. I pick up the lantern and light it and say, "Let's go away from that door, shall we?"
Well, haste.
You start. You're a little bit away from it, but you can hear something start to drip through the wood. And again, the
Okay.
breeze comes.
I peg it down that corridor that you mentioned.
It's not too far to the first opening. Yeah, so it's staggered about maybe 15 feet. The first opening on the right. A little bit further down, so another 15 feet after that, there's one on the left. And then the corridor was too dark to see through, even with this. So you had the bioluminescence sort of thing first, then you light the lantern, and the bioluminescence kind of draws back, but the sound of the wind and the leaves, and you can smell something fresh coming from down that way. But
What do you mean by
lantern's
fresh?
gone. Like fresh, like outside when you arrived, there was a lot of fresh
I think their way out maybe there's this way.
Abram, give me a listen roll, please.
Failure.
How much of a failure?
My listen is 20. I rolled a 53, and I have I don't have enough I have not enough luck to overcome that.
Then I would roll a dodge if I was you.
All right, that I
As
can do.
something mashes towards your head.
Success.
How much of a success?
My dodge is 88, and I
Yeah.
rolled a 36.
There we go. So that's a hard success then. You feel a drop of something thick and sticky hit your cheek. Just as you move out of the way, there's something, it feels warm. The door didn't open above you. What you see, look. What you see is a shadowy mass. There's no face to it. The stench of rotten eggs starts to become overwhelming as this tentacle, which isn't coming from the arms, seems to be coming from the centre of it, lashes out towards you. You dodge back, almost stumbling. What do you want to do?
He just yells to run, and is
fucking listen.
and is like shooting back at that mass, just as they're running away.
You can give me a roll if you wish.
Yeah. So for a handgun
Handgun.
roll, that's a failure.
Okay.
Can I do a few shots running away?
Do you think you would? You've got the lantern in your hand. He's just.
I did put the gun away. No, I'm just holding the lantern and pegging it. The gun's in my bag.
What's your movement rate? Actually, I don't usually do movement and shite, but
Mine's 9.
excellent. So you're both faster than this thing anyway.
I'm at 8.
Yeah. You are. This happens. You're pushed back because of this. I don't have my heat's going. The paraffin lantern is not enough to see all the way back to the top of the stairs or to wherever this thing is. You just see Abram kind of fall back and shout, "Run!" Just ahead of you, you run. I mean, as I said, it's not far to the first opening, but 15 feet, and you smell greenery. You smell. It smells like a park or a garden. And to the right. Seems to fight off the smell of rotten eggs, the smell of decay.
This feels like a trap, but I think Cathy's going to be like, follow me, or something, and head towards that trap.
Yeah.
Because it's Call of Cthulhu, Marc. That's why I think it's a trap.
Yes, it's Call of Cthulhu, not Killing of Cthulhu. You enter. Again, all these things are so... Smells... I'm trying to explain it properly. Much like with the food, you're smelling each part of these fresh leaves or fresh grass. It's coming into your nose and you can feel it going over your senses, each bit. When you enter the room, you do not hear anything from back out in the hallway. And when Abraham comes in, same with you. The room's quite large, fairly empty. Against the wall, the far end, you see an effigy of a man. The branches and leaves. It looks fresh. It looks very detailed. There's no features to the face. There's a little pool of water in front of it. The breeze blows again. You see ripples in the water.
What the fuck?
Where
I
the
have
fuck
no
are
idea.
we? Where's our way out? And his gun is just trained at the entrance that they just came through.
Don't see. No, there's no light outside. The light from the lantern isn't reaching there. Give me a spot hidden, please.
Find the way
Cathy.
out. I'll hold down this point.
Spot hidden. Oh, I've screwed up my sheet. Oh, there it is.
Oh no.
Failure. 71 over 25.
The room is empty, other than this green man lying at the other side against the wall.
I go up to him, I pull my gun out, and I'll just say to him, "Who the fuck are you, darling?"
You walk over step by step on the dirt ground. Abram, you're still not seeing anything from outside. You want to stick your head out, or
He's just like waiting that if anything walks or the slightest sound or movement in that direction, he would fire. And hoping, trusting that Cathy is going to find a way out in this room.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
as you approach Cathy, the leaves rustle again. The pool, you hear a blip, as if a stone's been thrown into it. The leaves rustle, and you hear your name said in it. I don't think it's your time, Miss Bacon.
No, I don't think it's my time either, darling. Can you help me out?
Deals can be made.
Who are you?
Some call me the Green Man. But, much like my sister, the Red Queen, I am but a facet of another. And I do not think that Cathy Bacon should end her journey today. I see great things in your future. And all this isn't in a voice, you don't hear this, Abram. This is just the rustling of leaves, just maybe a branch snapping.
Alright, cut the shit. What is this deal you mentioned?
There's a way out. Down the corridor. The messenger is waiting.
Down the corridor we just came from.
To the other end.
There's a beast chasing us down that corridor.
Then you'd better be fast. You must tell the messenger that you owe us one favour. And we promise, you will not need to kill or harm anyone. But you will owe us this favour.
You said you are a facet of something greater. You and the Red Queen. What are you part of?
Can you not guess?
I say the name. That I can't say.
Right. If you
can understand my confusion because the thing that you are a facet of is actively trying to murder me right now.
That is not me. That is but a creature of darkness, set upon you by an aspect of me that you embarrassed, let's say. He was weak anyway.
For the record, I didn't embarrass you. I didn't shoot you. I didn't shoot there.
Can Abraham hear what Cathy is saying?
Yes, you can.
Cathy? Who the hell are you talking to?
Some magic leaves, darling. I'm making a deal.
So,
It'll be a
what do you
damn
say?
good deal.
Well, obviously, no choice but to accept your deal.
Remember this. There will come a time let's say this. Let's make it even. There
Well,
will
you
be a
can't change the
burst.
terms now. You just said that it wouldn't hurt anyone.
No. Yes, no, you will not hurt. You will help bring life. That is what I'm asking you to do.
Oh God, please don't tell me you're going to make me pregnant. I spent my whole life actively avoiding getting pregnant.
The rustle of the wind genuinely sounds like a laugh to you. No. Just remember. Tell the messenger that you accept, and you will go free. But I would hurry. As I said, the creature of darkness, it's not me.
Thank you, Green Man. I turn to Abraham and basically explain the situation.
As you turn, all the leaves just fall, turn brown, and wither.
So we've got to go back this way.
According to the magic Green Man that I just spoke to, yes.
We should do it quickly.
Abraham, I just want to say I am so pleased that you are taking this in your stride, because everything that has just happened is clearly fucking insanity. Let's go. So yeah, I guess we run down the hall again.
You step out. The thing, you still can't see it properly, but it's not moved even an inch since you got into the room. You looked back and you saw it. Oh, of course they're going to make a sound check. Don't worry about it. Where you last saw it, the tentacle undulating along the wall. It's the rough earth cracking, breaking off, came towards you, but it was a good 10 feet away, and it still is. And I want you both to give me sound rolls again.
Sanity?
Yes, please.
Is it? So it's still? It's not moving?
It was still.
Success.
Can I spend? No, you can't
Nope.
spend on sanity, can you?
Cathy, lose 2 points of sanity, please. Abram, you're seeing this thing and you're steeling yourself against it. I mean, it's maybe because you can't see it properly. Maybe it's a bunch of guys just doing something weird. That's as long as it doesn't touch you again, you're sure you'll be fine.
I think he's so focused on protection at this point that
It kind of blocks everything else out.
Yeah.
You are out in the room. The paraffin, the lantern, the lamp, still flickering away, casting shadows along the walls. The green smell is gone. The stench of rotten eggs. And for you, Abram, it's the smell. You've had this smell before in the trenches. And the kids had died and not been able to move. The young ones that were 16, 17, and had got an unlucky shot. You could smell that the wounds are they're gangrenous, and that's coming towards you. The thing's still not moving terribly quickly, but it's pulling itself along the wall. The more it pulls, the more you see. There's no head to it. It's just a trunk. There's legs that look vaguely human. And then this mass of tentacles isn't the right word, but I don't know what else would fit.
Is it taking up the whole of the corridor?
No, it's coming along. Well, it's taking up most of it, but it's pulling itself down down along the wall. And the wall's cracking, but you're seeing this liquid, thick substance come along after it.
And we have to walk right past this.
No, you need to go the other way. It would be chasing you still.
Okay.
Okay. Before we go the other way, I'd like to throw the lantern at it.
Okay.
Unless is the other corridor really dark?
It was the darkest before, but before you turned on the light, you had this kind of bioluminescence, so it might be back when you get there.
All right, fuck it. I'm going to throw the lantern at the gooey thing.
Okay, give me a roll.
I've no idea.
It's a skill, yeah.
Right. crap. Okay. Come on.
There we go, you. Is it rolling?
Taking its sweet fucking time. Hang on. There it is. Can I spend 6
Yes,
bucks?
you can send 6 luck in that.
26 over 20.
Yeah.
Now it becomes just 20. Oh shit,
Wonderful.
that was what I wanted to do. I meant to edit it.
You throw this lantern. You see it spin in the air, and it smacks center mass these tentacles. You see as it hits, some kind of mouth or orifice open and crunch into it, and the flames spread along the tentacles. You're not sure if you imagine it, but you think you hear a high-pitched squeal, maybe of pain. The tentacle pulls back for a moment.
I turn to Abraham. Darling, run!
Oh, he already has been. As soon as that squealing happens, he like just eyes like forward, grimace look on his face, and is sprinting down the corridor.
The bioluminescence comes back. It's not illuminating everything, but you're able to see a little bit more. As you're going, you start to notice patterns on the floor, and it's no longer dirt. It seems to be some kind of stone, and something's carved into it. Intricate patterns. If either of you have a cult, you can roll it.
He wouldn't be stopping to even if he did.
I'm going to roll a cult, but I've got a 5 in a cult,
Everyone
so
has 5 in a cult, I think.
89 over 5.
That is a failure. No, you don't notice anything. Maybe it's because you're running so fast. It's you're just seeing these things, and something in it thinks this could be familiar, but it doesn't quite hit. You're running for much longer than you thought possible. It's only illuminating a couple of feet in front of you, and every step you take is just a little bit more and a little bit more. Cathy, roll listen for me.
Happy to. 49 over 20.
Do you extend the luck?
Spend 39 luck.
29 luck.
29 luck. I mean,
You don't have to.
I kind of don't want to, but also I know that if I don't, it's probably going to fuck me up. So yeah, I'm going to do it. So spending the luck.
You hear, just like before, tentacle whirling towards you, but it's not coming from so far behind you into the side. It's coming from the shadow right beside you, and you see it spill out of the shadow and just missing you. Abraham's in front of you. You're running. You fall towards the side. Just as you've heard this, the drops falling, thumping. Abraham, you hear the Cathy stumble.
Miss Catherine runs back and tries to pick her up and like making sure that nothing is coming.
It's coming. It's getting closer. It's coming more.
He's gonna fire again at whatever is like down the hall.
Yeah,
or
bro.
like towards that area. I'm gonna spend. So I rolled 42 over 35, but I'm gonna spend. Was that 7 luck to make that work?
And give me so roll 1d6 for damage.
3.
Good. You can attack again. By the way, you can roll me with disadvantage for the next one because you get 3 shots. So you could roll. You roll with disadvantage.
Sure.
And you can get a third one, but you need to roll with 2 disadvantages for that.
Okay. Well, that's not going to work. That's 91.
That's all right.
And the third one, nope, that's not going to work either.
You fire 3 shots out. One of them hits into it, and you see one tentacle. You hear that kind of high-pitched squeal again. The tentacle falls off to the ground and shrivels. But there's many more there.
Come on! And just picks her up and like gets her back on her feet to keep running.
Thank you, darling.
Your feet are thumping, the adrenaline's in your so right into your ears. You can feel the thud, 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 the heartbeat. You have her there, and in front of you, suddenly, there's a woman standing with a bronze mask on her face, lank black hair.
That just suddenly appears.
Just suddenly appears.
I think.
Sorry.
I think Abe just like has his gun out again and just, Cathy?
I tell him, wait, are you the messenger?
You can see there's no eyes, there's no features in this mask, but you can tell it's looking at you. It nods.
I accept. I will do the favor.
And you feel something click in your head, and you can take the spell, Contact Nyarlathotep.
What?
And Abraham, you feel this mask on you. And in your head you hear, and how will you pay?
Do I notice any of that?
Nope.
Fuck. If I knew that was
Okay.
what's going to happen, I would have taken the fucking deal.
How will I pay? He says, well, I've got about $40 cash on me.
Your life or a boon. And when it says a boon, you see in your mind something that reminds, it's not images from the war, but something that reminds you of the war. And you can feel the pain of the people around you. And when it says your life, you hear thumping and the slithering coming from behind you. This creature. Your life or a boon.
Out of character. So I understand a boon typically to be like a blessing.
So a favor that you would do them.
Okay.
Here we have work to do.
So, Cathy, in the stories that she has shared with Abraham, what has it ever come up before around like basically like in as much as like saying like, has Cathy ever said anything around like people who have accepted deals with this entity that you've been dealing with?
No, this is the first time this entity has offered deals like this.
Okay.
But if you
All right.
if you ask me about this now, I can tell you everything that I know now.
No, it'd be just like what sorts of if what you may have told Abraham about this entity in the past of like, is this a benevolent or evil entity?
I have told you in the past that Nyarlathotep is an evil entity because that has been all of my experiences up until about 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Up to 5 minutes ago, that all changed, but I haven't told you that.
Right.
So you
That's
currently believe that this thing is evil,
yes.
I guess.
Okay.
Which I regret not explaining all of this to you in the other room now. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
I sent you a Discord message as well. You might want to check.
Oh, okay.
Not you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't get Discord messages. I guess it's.
Oh.
His understanding at this moment is that it's either his life
or he owes them something.
taking the chance at whatever is coming down this hall, or giving a favor to an evil thing. And in that moment, Abe would kind of grit his teeth and like put his hand in his pocket and hold tightly around that lucky coin of his and say, I think I'll take my chances.
And as you say that, Cathy feels herself pulled up towards the ceiling. And you feel tentacles grab around you, starting to pull, starting to tighten, thicken. And you
And
hear
Cathy
that
just
same
hears
voice
like,
say, wise choice.
I'm yelling out, no! The deal was both of us! What are you doing?
Cathy just hears like gunfire.
No! What are you doing?
And
Green
Cathy,
Man! Messenger, where the fuck are you? We had a deal!
Cathy, you wake up in the hotel when you were staying in Glasgow. A card beside your bed. Promises must be kept. And that's where we'll leave that. You said you liked being fast and loose with your one-shot characters, so I thought maybe... yeah. How was it for you both?
That the look on Cathy's face, it makes it all worth it for me.
Yes.
What the? I made a deal.
Yeah.
Green Man and that messenger are fucking bastards.
Oh yeah, I love like when like there's a moment and like where it's not like, well, let me explain everything to you that I just found out. It's, oh yeah, I didn't tell you those things.
Well, we had to hurry.
Yeah, we did have to hurry.
I mistakenly believed that the deal covered both of us. Like, Cathy, if she knew, she would not have made a deal just for her. That is not who Cathy is at this point. In fact, for a lot of the game, I was thinking, should I just offer myself up as a sacrifice so that Abraham can go? I was holding out for like a no escape scenario to do that. That was my plan. Abraham dying horribly is not how Michelle, me, or Cathy wanted this to go. I'm very upset, Marc. This session may have caused irreparable damage to our long-standing friendship.
You don't know. He might have gotten out.
Yeah,
you
do not know. You did not see. Because that little coin of his, when it touched the tentacle, who knows what happened with that?
Well, the next time we're doing...
And the monster also wasn't Nyarlathotep, so...
Right. Well, the next time we do Mask, it's going to be in the past from this, right?
Yep. For one more episode, and then it'll be in the future from this.
All right. So in the session after next, the first things Cathy's doing is finding out where Abraham is. That's going to be her mission, like now, because Abraham's fucking great. And
oh, thank you.
At some point, I should probably ask you this, because it's the kind of thing that can get weird in role playing. But I suspect Cathy is a little bit kind of in love with Abraham. I think that might be a thing undergoing. If you are into that, that would be okay. If you're not, we can drop it right now.
Well, he's pretty emotionally unavailable.
That's fine. That's fair.
Sorry, I was meant to share lines of Bales and I forgot. But anyway.
Yeah, that was fucking rad. I really enjoyed
you,
that.
Stephen?
That was a rush.
How was it for you? It's first time playing with me. I always get a feeling that I screwed something up, but I think that I could have done better with the pacing. But I did write this scenario today, so I'm not too angry at myself.
I mean, there was... so I have to say, so Othello is my all-time favorite Shakespeare play, and I've seen it more times than any other like live live performed than any other Shakespeare play. So to be able to like throw in like an Iago moment is fantastic for me. So I love that opportunity. Thank you for that. Yeah, and just it's
Like, I wanted to
really
build in more of that, but then it kind of got away from me with the time and stuff, and yeah.
it's all good. There was there was only one moment where I was like, I realized after the fact that like when you said like I thought that you meant that the Olivia had said that she came to and said to kill her, and I was like,
I know when you said she, I thought that's what you meant. I was like, fuck. But
it's
no,
okay.
it worked out well.
Yeah, and then I realized I was like, oh, okay, I got that. Yeah,
That
but it also makes sense because it like he had that sort of that mentality as well of like, this is a brother of mine that suffered, and now he's suffering more, and he wants to go.
Yeah, that was very
So I'm
much
going to
it.
give
It
him that.
was, from his point of view, that was the best way out.
Yeah.
But there was more with him as well, because obviously you can't bring in all the backstory, but he was very much genuine about the whole thing. There wasn't any, he wasn't trying to trick you, but James definitely was, because he's a dick. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to have you back playing again. If you want to plug anything, then plug, and then we will raid the Lollygaggers, because they're about to start playing Call of Cthulhu.
Fantastic. I'm Michelle Snow. I'm here. Watch more of this.
I'm Steven. I'm around. This has been fantastic. Thank you so much for running. And it's wonderful to have such a variety of English in one space.
It's true. It's the broad. Oh fuck! I can't even remember words at the moment. I'm just forgetting everything.
I think he's kind of saying that you're English, Marc.
No, he's no. He's talking about the language. See, no, don't you
Right.
All
don't you try and
the
start shit,
dialect,
Michelle. No,
just
no.
all the dialects
I get you.
in one room is spectacular.
I thought, Stephen, you were trying to wind Marc up a bit, but I got completely wrong into the stick. And just,
No, that's your job. Right,
Yeah.
we're going to read the Lollygaggers. Stephen, would love it if you come back. And yeah, we'll read now. And thank you very much for watching. I am very grateful.